Why does he bury himself in his work? And how could Henry be a royalist before the war and sing communist anthem after returning? Okay. What documents? Did we get any new documents? What are her documents we got? Oh, we got this. I remember that. Okay, that allows us to solve one of the things. I remember that. Yeah, I'm just looking. Let me start it. Trying to figure out what we're doing. And hey, Madman Dog. How's it going? Did she say something? Do we actually need these? Like, do we need to make these connections? Like, I don't know if we need to make all these. So I'm gonna try and solve these. Why does Andre bury himself in his work? I don't know. I kind of feel like we need to do these to really get the full story. So I think we can brute force past them if we wanted to, but I kind of feel like I want to get the whole story. So I'm gonna like. This is really difficult. This is like insanely difficult. Like, you just have to. Taking a break in this game is really not an option. So. It's really not. Wait, do we not have all the topics? Do we not have all the topics? Oh no, I think we do. Oh, there. That's what I was looking for, I think. There we go. It's been post-dated. I wonder how they would react, all of them, when hearing about this. What does that mean? It was post-dated. What does that mean? Hmm? What does that mean? It looks like we have to talk to the brewery staff people. Alright, well, guess we're going back in. We need to talk. About what? To others? I'm not one for stories. I'm not Catherine. So why don't we start from the beginning? From the time we saw each other, Bordeaux. Because we did see each other, didn't we? Yes. And I was the only one here who carried on seeing Henry. Victor, you mean? Yes, Victor, as you say. He made me promise to keep it secret. He asked me to promise if I wanted to continue seeing him, you understand? So when you accosted me in the cafe, I panicked. I understand. So Victor explained to you why he left Neric all those years ago? Can't begin to imagine how hard it must have been for you. I was older than Catherine. There were things that I could know that I was older than Catherine. There were things that I could know that I had to understand. Okay. So no, it wasn't easy, but Dad made me promise to be strong and take care of Mom. Doesn't explain why Victor left, though. Why did he hide all that from Catherine? Why take her away from her family? Dad told me that Catherine wasn't my sister, that she wasn't Mom's daughter. I see. And that the situation got too complicated. Too complicated and too dangerous for Catherine, for everyone. So who is Catherine's mother, then? He wouldn't tell me. But ever since Catherine turned up, Mom's been having trouble keeping things straight, I think. I don't understand why she's lying. What's the point after all these years? Why did she lie to her after that dinner? And me too. And of course, Catherine just accepts everything Marie says without question. Can you blame her? I know. But we're going to have to get things straightened out. I can't go on like this. I get the feeling Catherine doesn't really want to delve too deeply into everything. Mummy, neither. But it scares me. Don't get me wrong. I'm really happy to see my little sister again after all these years, but I can't see my mom. I can see my mom is at the end of her tether. She's starting to crack. So what do we do? The only person who can reason with Mom is Uncle Andre, but he's not been the same since Dad left. He stays in his office the whole day. He's completely absorbed by the brewery. But there's something else too. How so? I can't get more than 3 sentences out of him. He's withdrawn into himself. It's like something's eating away at him. Simone? I think that's got something to do with why I'm here. There must be something I can do about it. I've got a knack for getting people to talk. So if you're willing to try to get your uncle to talk to me, okay. Did I get a new topic then? No, I didn't. I didn't get any. I don't know what that means. I don't know what I got. Bloody Pomp? Oh, come on, Max. Don't get so worked up. Won't get you anywhere. I'll get worked up if I want to anyway. It helps blow off steam. Been telling the boss for months now that it's all coming to crash down around our ears at this rate. You know, Mr. Andre does his best. Well, he'll end up buying a new one. But you know as well as I do that instruments like these are precision engineering. They're not cheap. Gonna come all the way from Italy. Yeah, I know. You can't get them shit from just anywhere. Well, don't change the fact that what is that? Wind up with bugger all when he's got something crippled or burned onto his hands. Was that a name? Okay, I thought we were supposed to talk to these guys, but oh, who's this? What are you doing here? About an invoice. See, Mr. S. Cart. Yeah, that. Escart. You should be in the courtyard. No, you're not. I'm a guest. I'm staying near it for a few days. I'm visiting some of the local sites. Oh, so you're Eugene. Now, I'm no busybody, but you're the talk of the town. You'll have to excuse Mr. Andre. He's not around right now. He's absolutely up to his ears. No free time at all. Always working himself to the bone to help others. I see. Seems like people really like him as the boss. You could say that. Not a word out of turn. Always asking for your aunt or little brother. Everyone knows everyone else around here, and half the town has worked here at one time or another. You're a lot taller and younger than I thought. So just visiting then. Where are you from? Bordeaux. Came in on the 10:27 p.m. train. Ah, Bordeaux, the big city. You're lucky. Can't complain. It's a great place. Oh, well, I think about it. If you're from Bordeaux, you must know Jeff. Jeff? Sorry. Bordeaux is pretty big, and... Oh, really? You don't know Jeff? Strange. He's actually called Gene. But he says Jeff sounds more in. He's a hairdresser over in the Shortcuts. No shortcuts, right? You know me and hair salons, I don't... Apart from them all competing for the worst pun in their salon names, I don't really know anything about hair places. Jeff's a good mate back in upper school. He left after our exams. He said that New York was too small and that working for the brewery like his dad really wasn't for him. I stayed here, had to find my own way. Oh, she's a talker too. Me as an old mum used to say, youth has looks, but it doesn't pay the bills. Okay. Now she looks sad. Now she just looks sad. Oh, they're gone. Are there any more workers? No, that's not the way to the workers. The way to the house. That's it. That's all the workers. Okay. Well, now I'm just confused. Oh no, there's more workers in here. Never mind. Well, the younger employees don't realize how lucky they are, but we can't complain about our boss. Anyway, taking care of us, always trying to make little improvements here and there. It wasn't always their strong point. So you weren't here before then. In Henry's time? Me? Barely. What struck me is that the two brothers knew how to work without stepping on each other's toes. In terms of business, anyway, we've seen pretty good companies go down because the siblings couldn't get on. But it's got to be said, Mr. Henley loved getting out and about, seeing people shaking hands at the stadium, cafe, with officials, and the fairs. He really was the face of the company. I don't know if it were anything to do with the war, but Mr. Henry had a bit of a fatherly side to him. Always had a kind word for everyone. He left the technical stuff, quality control and all that jazz to Mr. Andre. For a guy who studied the art of brewing with Jerry's, making beer really wasn't his thing. It was managing a business. That was all Mr. Andre, doing everything behind the scenes, doing the books, checking, VAT readings. Anyway, thankless work. That's not what we were told. By the time people didn't pay attention to that, the eldest, the heir, took center stage. There's no denying it. We do pretty well with Mr. Andre. Take me brother-in-law for example. He does deliveries for Doobie. You know, Doobie, the big canning place. Cans. You're really selling them. Well, putting it like that means nothing to the youngsters. Got to say something more like, who are the Doobie patties and rillets for? For me. Ah, yes, I see. So you going to let me tell my story or not? So I was saying. What I was saying. Oh yeah, my brother-in-law. He was always telling me that he was lucky to work for the Fintheners. Good business, professionally managed. Don't find bosses like that anymore. True that. Speak to any of the old ones around here and they'll tell you Mr. Fintner is Mr. Hang on. Which one are you talking about there? The one from before the war? Gene? Nah. Got it all wrong. Old man Fintner, respect and hats off to him. A great mayor. He knew how to take care of his constituents, but for a long time, when people in Narek said Mr. Fintner, they would all meant Mr. Andre. Right, guys? That's right. Exactly. Well, this seems suspicious. This seems suspiciously suspicious, doesn't it? This seems very suspicious because she said he went to school, and they seem to indicate that he is completely worthless. At brewing beer, at least. Yeah, right there. A year before the wars, he went to study. So, something tells me is he didn't do that. Henry delegated everything related to actual brewing or managed the business, even though he was the one that studied for it and liked it. Okay. Got that. Now what do we got? Now what's next? Henry, even though he had a passion for it and was the one who studied brewing, left the management of the brewery to his brother. Okay. That didn't really get us anything. In fact, it didn't even really get us any good hints on things. You know? I think we're just gonna have to solve these. Alright. So, I guess we got these. Why did Henry make himself very discreet? Why could Henry be a royalist before? Why did Henry leave the direction of the brewery to his brother when he's the one who studied for it? I guess these are all the same answer. I guess. Who's this Russian friend? We don't even know anything about a Russian friend. Maybe you should ask around about it. Oh wait, we can ask some. Oh wait, we already asked her. I don't remember where to go. Don't remember where everybody is. Oh wait, nobody's in here, are they? No, nobody's actually in the house. I don't think they are. Somebody might be in here. No, nobody's in there. All right. Well, we need to ask a few questions about this Russian friend. She's in like the side yard or something. Where is that? Oh, over here, I think. Yeah, right here. Okay. There. Now we have questions. We can ask questions about this Russian friend. Last camp, my Henry and Andre were imprisoned and was liberated by the Russians. Must have been such a time of real job and camaraderie among the Allies, but I doubt those brief connections lasted once they all went home. What awful times. There's just so many millions of French families in 1940 worried about our soldiers in the POW camps. Not many letters made it to us either, and not many got to them either. We were in a constant state of worry. When Andre was taken prisoner too, my mother-in-law's only comfort was knowing that her two sons were reunited. I was always grateful to Andre for being there for his brother, who was so weakened by the years of captivity. He brought my Henry back to me. But all that is in the past. Not got to forget about it and move on. Okay. Okay, so they were in... Okay. I mean, now we kind of know who the Russian friend is, but it still doesn't give us the information that I really want to know. Which is, how is he related? Something tells me that the Russian friend had something to do with this. No, this isn't where I want to be. Oh wait, we can talk to the mayor, I guess, about it. Or did I already talk to him about it? Nope. The Ruskies aren't really my bag. They played on the FTP side. Nope. Let's ring a bell. There's something about a Russian who fought during the liberation, but he wasn't around here. Not Nazi. Not in Germany either. Now, what was his name? Oh, Kutzer. That's it. Stepan Kutzer. He gets his little military tribute every year. There's guys from the Red Army who turn up every year. It's not that common, but why not? It gives our Bolshevik comrades a chance to play tourist. Okay. You met Bernard. You must have talked about it. You must know people who went through that. No, not really. I've got to say, it's mostly thanks to you that he avoided that at all. I suppose so. Stories can be a hard thing for people, because the people who left didn't all come back, and those who did were some who took 6 months or even years to return. Down here in the Southwest, we basically liberated ourselves in summer '44. We did it. Germany had to wait almost a year. That created a whole mess of complications, tensions between families. Okay, then we have that other guy. Forget his name. Forget what his name is. Oh, we can talk to this guy too. Not that guy. Guy in here. Father Thomas, is that his name? No, Father Hubert. It's Father Hubert. His name's Father Hubert. Russian. It's interesting you say that. I met an Orthodox priest recently. It was a meeting in Agent. Always interesting to chat with prelates who know their Greek text. But now I think about it, he was Orthodox, sir, if I remember correctly. I volunteered to join our poor soldiers imprisoned in Germany. It's a bargaining chip. A little moral support never did any harm. It's a way of contributing to the fight. I knew that my superiors weren't that interested in stopping me. I think they found my sermons a little too rousing. Left under false pretenses, and not many people knew what I was really doing. So that is how I ended up tracking Henry and Andre down a few weeks after the German defeat in 1945. Okay. Cool. Alright. We have this guy to talk to, and that's really it. I don't remember where he is. And that'll be it. That'll be that topic. Does he have anything to say about this topic? I hope he does. I think he's over here. No, he's not here. He must be down there. He must be this way. Yeah, he's in here. Whoa, it's me walking. Whoa, jeez. Here he is. The main foreigners around here were many Spanish companeros, a few Italians, and a smattering of Portuguese. But you'd have trouble finding any Germans, Russians around here, apart from the Cafe Russe, which is about as Russian as my left foot. You've got Tozy to blame for that. He is an eccentric who lived in Europe in the 1800s. One day we'll have to think about telling this fellow citizens about the trouble he caused. But apart from my imaginary ones, I don't see any Russians here. Okay, well, nobody knows anything about this then. How are we supposed to gain this information? How are we supposed to know this? Is this like... Are we supposed to surmise this from everything that was told? Because, you know, nothing was told. Like, this is all we got, was this little bit of information. And somehow we're supposed to deduce stuff from, like, nothing. I don't understand. Andre caused... Maybe Andre caused the death of his father. We'll go with that. No, not that. His death. Henry's death. Or departure. His death. Bam! Andre feels responsible for his father's death. Okay. Henry... Well, his Russian friend has something to do with this. Maybe his friend intimidated him. Oh, he did! The Russian friend took the place of Henry. Oh my god, seriously? His Russian friend took his place? Okay, I guess that would somewhat make sense. So that's not the real... It's not the real... Henry? Is that what you're saying? So it's a fake? Is that what we're getting here? That means that Victor is Russian? I would tell Catherine, but I doubt she will hear me. Oh man, that's crazy. And can I... Oh, do I have to just go to him? Oh, no, I have to click this button. I forget that I have to click the button. Alright, the final confrontation. Let's do it. Mr. Fentner. Mr. Fentner. Yes? Oh no, he's... You and I need to have a little chat. Huh? We need to have a little chat about Henry. I don't think he's your brother. I can't hear you, young man. Come back later. I don't have time. In short, I don't know how I can make him talk. So what you're saying is you need somewhere you can pin him down and force him to confront his past. I know, you know anyone who can help with that? Catherine? Simone? Marie? Father Hubert. Andre only leaves to go to Mass on Sundays. We might be able to pin him down there. Well, he's gotta eat. My children, what you're asking me is extremely serious. But Father, you can see something's not right with his family. Isn't it your duty to guide your flock? Fine. During my sermon, you'll ascend to the pulpit. Meanwhile, the inspector and I will make sure that he doesn't leave. And here's what my investigation has revealed. So, back in the day, you faced enemies far worse than this, with a Luger to your head, yet here you are, crumbling in front of a fresh-faced choir boy. What am I supposed to say to all that? That's how it all happened? Then yes, you've done your homework. Well done. So this is what we've come to. Adults held to account by exploit little kids who grew up sheltered from everything. I simply ask. We must listen to what you have to say, Uncle Andre. To listen to me? To listen to me? You've already had a top-notch professional report about everything. What does an old fart like me have to add to that? Really, Andre, resorting to mock and ridicule in church of all places? You know, you've got a lot to tell us. You were in the front lines at the time. You lived through it all. And if Victor taught me anything, it was to trust the journey, to never be satisfied with taking the easy way out. Well, you're mostly right. So, where do I begin? It was summer 44, and there was excitement in the air, and the landings had worked perfectly, and now it was a race between the factions to see who'd be the first to liberate the sub-prefectures, the communications offices, the town halls. But there was a problem. We didn't wait for the go-ahead from London. So, when everyone was pulling out all the stops to get rid of the crowds, there was no holding back, not on our side, nor on theirs. And my units were falling like flies. It was bloody clear who'd done the occupiers' dirty work. It was the traitors, the human scum who worked for the Gestapo. Herrick and Bollet? Yes, Herrick and Bollet. And others too. So many good people fell because of them. We put together a small team with a few comrades to raid the military depot in Agen for weapons. Is it Agen or Agen? For weapons and gear. Basically everything we need to hit them fast and hit them hard. We didn't do badly at all. No casualties on our side. Except we were so blinded by our success that we failed to see how the fallout would hit our own people. That day, everyone in Yerrick remembers that day. It was Gabriel who told me of the news. It was recognized by a Yerrick military man. No Fenthener was ever going to stay incognito for long around here. And it wasn't difficult to work out the connection between me and the mayor of Yerrick. That day, my father died because of me. That day when a father cursed his son, and who could blame him? Okay. What? Now we gotta do this. Oh man. I forgot about this part of the game. No? I think it might be this one. Yeah, quite the contrary. The child transferred so that your father was proud of you. Might even have helped him stand up to Herrick. He knew the Germans would soon be gone. All he wanted was to spare Neric from the explosion of violence. But after the deadly raids of that bloody summer, there was only one thing on my mind. A gamble to show these mad dogs just what I was capable of. I thought I was only risking my own life, but really it was my father's, my family's, the whole town that I was putting at risk. Proud of me, you say? How did that help him in the end? And Neric, apart from feeding them to the butcher Herrick, him and his hellish Waffen SS. After our lightning raid, they increased security. My father died for nothing. I don't think that's true. I don't think his father died for nothing. Interesting, I brought this up. So maybe say we do that. No. Okay. Maybe say he. This is so rough. Oh, this isn't what he was talking about. That's what he was talking about. The ambush by the FTP MOI mass guards with Rauyune Ramuni was part of what would have been a massacre if some of the German units hadn't been distracted on their way to Nuremberg. You see, he didn't die for nothing. He saved a lot of lives. It's true. I was there too, and I'm not the only one. We were seriously outnumbered that day. It was only a question of time before reinforcements arrived. Exactly. Loss for loss, we were set on going down with a fight. But I'm a living witness. This last stand turned into a victory. Doesn't change anything, though. If I hadn't behaved like a hot-headed idiot, he might still be here. Taking a nap on his chaste lounge in the garden, telling the same stories to his granddaughters for the 1000th time. Dying a good death in his bed. After that day, my duty was to take care of the brewery and the staff. The town was counting on me. Just to tell my big brother's long-awaited return, but I threw it all away. There was no time for a well-organized lightning strike. The Germans were packing up, and Herrick had every reason to go with them. I wanted him to pay. I wanted revenge. I was stubborn. I got what I wanted, but I was caught. We were caught. Why did the screen just... Oh, here we go. We're getting a cutscene. Hey, Henry. Take a look at the one over there. I give him 5 minutes at most before he snuffs it. Shall we borrow his boots like last time? Heads or tails? Ah. Henry. No. Hear that, Fontainer? Fontainer? Henry? Henry? Is that really you? Captain Fentner, 15th Cavalry Regiment, service number 5467. Henry, look at me. It's me, your brother. Andre. Brother? Brother in arms? No, I didn't do it. No, it's me, your real brother. I thought you were dead. Mom, we haven't had a letter from you in months. Dad, he's dead. Dad? Dad. Those bastards are sniping at us. Henry, what have they done to you? Those first days together were difficult. He was completely incoherent. So I decided to tell him what had happened while I'd been gone. Daily life in Nuremberg, under the occupation, how our father became mayor, but his little Simone, whom he'd never even met, already big enough to start causing trouble. His wife Marie waiting patiently in his absence, the brewery that had somehow kept going despite everything, and then what was happening in the world, the latest developments in the war. He started asking questions, a sign that he was starting to come back to his senses. After a few days, he was able to have a coherent conversations again, but he was never the same. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't exactly looking my best after months of being dragged from one end of Germany to the other, but Henry, he'd always been more athletic, more cheerful, more outgoing. He was a shadow of himself. Something in him had changed, broken. When the Germans had enough of dragging us around the countryside, we ended up in a camp. Yet another one. I saw how he had to behave to survive that hell. All those little habits, tricks to try and survive. I'm not asking you to excuse it, but just to try and understand. Henry taught me a few things without even realizing it. He'd have said, "We are back at scout camp." Early one morning, I saw that one of our bunkmates hadn't survived the night. I wanted to tell the guards, but Henry stopped me. He'd already told me that the prisoner was too unwell to stand for roll call. The guards were completely overwhelmed and weren't paying much attention. He kept the body next to him until the next day so he could have his bread ration. Then the Red Army arrived. The camp was liberated. We were finally going to see those so-called blood-soaked Bolsheviks, as the Nazi propaganda called them. On the first day, when everything was complete chaos, we grabbed German uniforms to wear, everything to keep us warm. Crowds abandoned by the officers pretended to be prisoners. If they were found in our midst, the Soviets wouldn't have cared about the rest. They'd just execute us all. Too late. The Russians heard me babbling a few words in German and mistook me for a Kraut in hiding. Pleading my cause in French with one of those uniforms on just made things worse. I looked like one of the French SS collaborators. And of course, I didn't speak a word of Russian to try and save myself from certain death. I found myself tied up and held at gunpoint, looking for my brother without much hope. Then the Henry of 1939 would have leapt to my defense, but the one of 1945, the soldier lifted his weapon. I closed my eyes. Suddenly, I heard footsteps. Henry had jumped between me and the gun, shouting something in Russian. All the Russian soldiers looked at him in silence, stunned. That lasted only for a few seconds, though. They then burst into laughter. Seeing our confused faces, a Russian captain stepped forward and explained in perfect French. Apparently, Henry had said, "Please keep your wrists above the piano." He agreed to untie me if Henry revealed the story behind his magic phrase. Then the origin of those words suddenly came back to me. There'd been an old white Russian something, Emergy, who gave him piano lessons when we were boys. The officer translated the story for his men, which made the hilarity start all over again. The atmosphere was much friendlier. That evening, the whole camp prepared a huge feast using these stores left behind by the guards. Despite the more hopeful mood, Henry was sleeping less and less. I thought that constant care and food would quickly set him right. Despite the liberation, we weren't out of the woods yet. We still needed to travel back through a Germany in ruins with millions of people on the move. The day of the feast arrived, and I practically had to order my brother to stuff himself. I wanted him to eat like there's no tomorrow to regain the one night. In one night, all the weight lost over 5 years. The feast was intense. The Bolsheviks were thirsty, but not for blood. The captain and Henry talked enthusiastically until dawn. I hadn't seen him string together more than 3 sentences for months. What seemed to liven up more than anything was how physically alike he and were. We went even further. He went further and said that this communist would be a better Henry than he himself could ever be. As if he was trying to get rid of the uncomfortable atmosphere that had grown between us since I found him so changed. The Russian officer was a mirror of his old self, a dashing, humorous, courageous officer. After the meal, something, but it interrupted. I didn't hit the space bar. The next day, Henry didn't wake up. I found 2 letters near him, quickly scribbled in the backs of 2 Soviet leaflets. The first was addressed to our mother, who sent to Newark the next day. I put the second one in my pocket, and I've kept it with me ever since. Here. What? Let her go. She needs a minute to herself. Letter from Henry. Okay. Dear brother, I'm going to leave you all. The last few days have given me clarity that I haven't had for months, years even. A cruel light has been thrown on what I've become, but I can already feel my mind trying to find excuses. Tonight's celebration has given me the opportunity to choose my exit, because what I've done is inexcusable. This conviction has been my strength, has only strengthened by our contact with Captain What's-His-Face, and what he told me about his life. Victor has been to hell and back, and has come out the other side of man, growing through his ordeal. Believe me, The little girl he could be cradling in his arms right now is the proof that a person of his caliber wants to desert only confirms my opinion of these communist regimes. Little brother, you must see where I am going with this. He'll make a better Henry than I when he comes to you. It might take you some time to accept it, but remind yourself that he isn't just the better Henry. He's also the only one. This letter will be my last. I was thinking about writing a few lines to my beloved Marie, but I'm already feeling my strength evaporating as I write. My enjoyment of the written word is getting the better of me once again. Please tell her about that tune that Victor enjoys whistling so much. It reminds me of the something dances we used to go to together. What was the name of that little dance again? I don't remember anymore. Henry. Well, that's kind of a bummer. I can't remember. Signed, Henry. That little girl being held by the captain was me? Yes. He took you everywhere with him, apparently, even to military meetings. His superiors must have found it amusing, or at least tolerated it, because he was so indispensable. Anyway, the captain wanted to desert and take his little girl with him, and my brother had just offered him a way to get to France. His faithful lieutenant, a guy named Nikita, had did the paperwork to report him dead to the Red Army. Victor collected a prisoner uniform, restyled his hair and beard, but what he was most worried about was the return journey, is how his little girl would manage crammed into a train. Not to mention the attention he'd drawn as a prisoner returning from the camps with the baby in his arms. I remember brave Father Hubert, who left to serve as a chaplain with the STO. True to form, he'd made quite a name for himself in the camp far west. Victor entrusted you to this Nikita to make sure you were safely delivered to Father Hubert, sure that he'd be able to find him. Father Hubert wasn't too keen on giving out details about how he got back to France. Call that seal of the confessional. Maybe through one of those networks of convents who helped so many fugitives after the war. When he arrived back, he handed you over to Marie and Elizabeth, who hid you just long enough to fake a pregnancy. Victor and I arrived home 1 month later after taking the long way around. When I stepped off the train, I had a lie for Neric and another for Simone. I should have paid more attention to my brother. He was in such a weak state. It's my fault he's dead. It's not your fault he's dead. Oh my gosh. I think all we have to do is say... No. I feel like it's definitely his note, though. There we go. From what he said, the Henry you knew was dead long before you found him in Germany. He was nothing you could have done. Uncle Andre, I might not be the right person to say this, but no one else is going to, so I'll give it a go. Dad made his choice. You've got to hear it in black and white. Pink and white, more like it. And Granddad, too. I didn't know them, but I do know that they were good, generous men. Must return to the family, must run in the family, Uncle Andre? Just ask anyone around here. Granddad sacrificed himself. He did for his town, and for his family too, because it felt right. And you want to waste all that? Everything Granddad and Dad sacrificed so we could carry on living? You want to deny it? Ignore their last wishes? Is that what you want? How could you suggest such a thing? I owe him my life. And Henry. It is one of the weirder investigative games I've played. I did not expect this. What about the brewery? I've been a good caretaker, letting it go on to rack and ruin? If they were still alive, if Dad was still alive, and Henry had come back from Germany, they'd have known. They'd have taken things in hand, and business would have gone on the way it always had. Instead, everyone's stuck with me in charge. Okay, I think that I might know how to do this one. Take this invoice. No. No. Okay, I thought we would get it by this one. Maybe not. Thought we'd be able to show financial statements. Maybe it's this one. The workers I spoke at the brewery had nothing but good things to say about your management of the brewery. You see, Uncle Andre, wouldn't the hardest part of that be knowing when to say no? To what? To whatever you want. You're spoiled for choice. No to managing the brewery, to carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, to risking your health, to giving up your own hopes and dreams. Shall I go on? What about the staff that count on me? What would they do without you? You think they're idiots? That they think the brewery will be there forever? Of course not. Everyone here knows we'll shut the place down sooner or later. They all know you've done everything you can do for it to be later rather than sooner. And I'm not going to lie, I enjoy my work, but you and I are going to get burned badly if we keep fighting against the odds. What's your plan? We need to prepare the workers calmly and realistically. Talk about retraining, what the authorities can do for them. You've got a bit of time to break it to them gently, rather than we get one bill too many and receivership, court orders, and all the workers suddenly out of a job. But instead, we continue perpetuating Henry's illusion. And there again, the family could never have kept up the lie for this long without an accomplice central to the story. Andre? Okay. I'm just gonna put everybody in here. It wasn't Andre? It wasn't him either? Who the hell was it? I mean, I guess... What? Haven't I put in everybody? No, Neerick. All of Neerick wanted to believe his story. Okay, the entire town. It's time Neerick stopped playing this game. What do you think? It didn't sound that believable anyway. We might as well tell the town the real story. Henry isn't the hero everyone thinks he is. Well, Andre carried the burden all these years, his brother's secret, the inheritance, the brewery he didn't want. I mean, it's no more scandalous than the chatter at the cafe on match nights. No less believable than her gossip at the hairdresser's, surely. Is it Victor? No, it's Marie. She's back. Uh-oh. Oh, well, that's not good. Andre, I swear I'm going to shoot. Marie, listen. Listen, all those years I've done nothing but listen. So now it's your turn to listen to me, all of you. Mom! Mom! No, Simone, you be quiet too. Shut up and listen. Can't you see that Andre is pulling the wool over everyone's eyes? Why all these lies, Andre? Why? Marie, Shh! I've had enough of you telling me what to do, what to say. I accepted everything. I did everything for this family. I even humiliated myself by pretending to have an affair, even though really I was faithful all the time he was a prisoner. Such shame. I faked a pregnancy also Henry could come back from war with a little girl. A girl he must have had with a German woman. You see, in the films, so why not in real life? Mom, why are you... But none of that matters. It doesn't change anything. I didn't care then, and I don't care now. I love you, my little Catherine, you hear me? I love you as my own. Mom? And if anyone owes you any explanations, it's me. Henry only left because of me. Left Narek with you in his arms because of me. Because of that damned flood. Well, we know why this happened. All that stupid worker had to do was keep an eye on the river turbines. It would never have happened if Henry had dealt with it himself, but he couldn't be everywhere at once. He was already directing the evacuation of the riverbanks. He couldn't stop that other idiot from getting his foot stuck. That scruffy character. When he went to help, it was your father who came running with you on his shoulders. He quickly freed that useless employee. Only he didn't see you jumping in after him. My darling, you wanted to copy your father. Show him that you could help. That you could help too. I was so scared, so afraid. Henry fished you out of the patch of black water spreading out around you. Your hair, your beautiful black hair, was turned blonde in front of everyone. All I want is to find my Henry. I want my husband back. Is that too much to ask? Catherine, my darling, Catherine, surely you can take me to him. Mom, I'd love to take you to Bordeaux, so you can see where I grew up all these years. But, well, you won't find Henry there. You know that, right? Victor lives there. He stopped pretending to be Henry a long time ago, and I don't think he can help you. If it's Henry you want, no one can. I'd rather die if I can't have my Henry. Oh, shoot. We gotta play a melody. Play Catherine's Lullaby. Henry. Mom. Dr. Sheehan assures me that she just needs a bit of rest, for her body at least. Her mind might be another matter. I'll take good care of your mother now. Help her put all this behind her, if that's possible. Maybe we could try to find Henry's remains in Germany. I'm going to try some of my contacts at the prefecture and have the Veterans Association. Who knows? So, Henry, my father is dead? I see. Aren't you upset? Upset, of course. Mostly for Mom. For me, he's the father I never knew. Well, Dad, I mean Victor. Technically, that's true. She literally never knew him. Well, Dad, I mean Victor. He's not. Simone, you're not going to take... Simone, you're not going to take to your bed like your mother, are you? Okay, that is not proper English. Don't worry about me, Uncle. I know that Victor isn't my father, my biological father, but he's all I've ever known. Henry's a father who existed in old photos and in Mom's memory. Victor was real. He was the one who was there with us, there to teach me to ride a bike, to pick me up when I fell over, to make me recite my timetables, and take me to climbing lessons. He was a father, my father. So, Catherine, will you share him with me? Only if you'll share your mom with me as well. Ha 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 ha. Agreed. Speaking of agreements, Simone, That was quite the speech you gave back there, worthy of the new president of the Benthener Brewery. What? I had the paperwork prepared ages ago. All I needed was a good reason to sign them. And now, all I need is your signature, too. After that, you can do whatever you want with the brewery. Is that an incitement to arson? Don't you think you're getting a bit old to go gallivanting off? Ah, now there's the old Republican soldier rearing his head. That was quite a speech you gave back there. You were at the church? No, at the bar opposite, but news travels fast. It only confirmed what I already knew. I want you to succeed as much as me. I want you to succeed me as mayor. What? Don't let him get you worked up, Simone. He's just here to try and poach the Benthener's clan's lifeblood is all. You know what that politician is saying to you? Stop! Dear uncle, Mr. Mayor. Clearly misunderstood what I said. His family has already given enough for this town. I don't want to be its next victim. May I suggest you discuss the next mayor over a drink? You'd be surprised by what you have to say to each other. A drink? It's been quite a while since I've had stuff. I thought you went against your religion to drink anything except beer, because if not, I've got a bottle of the 34 vintage. Is that the other one? Is that the one that makes your hair fall out? Only if you're a lightweight. I don't want to presume this state of your fortifications. You might want to fatten up a bit first. I think I might still have one or two hams in the... Shall I walk you to the station? I think we're done. I think this is the end. This seems very indie. I hope that next time you visit, Mum will be more at peace. Yes. You seem to take after your other mother in that respect. My other mother? The one who should be somewhere in the USSR. Well, I guess so anyway. If Victor came from there with you when you were a baby, then your mother must be from there too, right? Come on, I'm not going to make you late. I'll come and see Dad as soon as I can. We can finally have Sunday lunch at the garden all together. Oh, there we go. Confrontation, mistakes, 0. Bam. Do you have an end game? You don't know? Yeah. Victor. Papa. Please, miss. He needs his rest. It's fine. My daughter's visiting me for once. Must be strange coming from Paris and seeing your old dad still lying in bed at 3 in the afternoon. Paris? No, Victor. Narek. We just came from Narek, Victor. We've come back with Catherine. Narek? Ah. So, someone spilled the beans? Come on, you know Bernard told us about it. We came to tell you a few days ago, just before we caught the train. Really? If you say so. You even congratulated me for making such quick progress with the investigation, remember? Investigation? Oh yes, of course, the investigation. I hope it's going well. See, you're tiring him out. Out! I hope it's going well. Eugene. Oh, now we're her? What the heck? Game's not over yet. You can only go one way, though. Where are we going? Where am I going? This way, I guess. Oh, wait. I think we're at the end of the game, but I don't know where I'm going. Probably over here. Let's go get Eugene. Yep. I clicked the button. and it didn't do the thing. You'd never have thought it if you'd seen Madame Slaughter 5 years ago, getting all Brody with the daughter of one of her girls. What about what I'd have thought me back then? I was an independent chick, unattached, free as a bird. Having a kid seemed ridiculous. Kids make life complicated. That's what I'd have said back then. What made you change your mind? When our boy Eugene did his big reveal, laying out Madame Solange's life in front of us like that, I saw myself at her age, all alone. I realized that these kind of complications, that's exactly what I needed. Between the energetic little monster and the brooding chain smoker, you could say, I've got it in spades. Catherine, I just come from your father's place. The doctor said, what did the doctor tell you? He said some blonde paid a flying visit. Ah. And how do you know that I was here? Apart from the Mire rail and the university, there's not many other places you'd be in Bordeaux. I suppose so. Martin, I wanted to apologize for the other day. Apologize? I was a bit abrupt. Oh, don't worry about it. You must be worried about your father, and you've always been energetic. It's part of your charm. Catherine, I wanted to... Martin, I know what you're going to say. Can we talk later? I have got something I need to do first. My contact is ready. She's waiting for your call at this number. You've made your decision. Yes, I have. Then, sweetie, you're braver than I ever was. Truly your father's daughter. My God. The ending. Is Mr. Inspector getting ready for his next big reveal? The Inspector is wondering if he should take himself off the case. Off the case? After such a masterful stroke in Neric, the damsel in distress didn't want to listen. But he kept going until he got to the truth. The truth, yeah. You wouldn't have preferred me to leave you back there with a brand new mother? Even if she wasn't your real mom? A little like Victor and Simone? Oh no, definitely not. Marie needed help, sooner or later. You just brought the problem to light. It was high time things were set straight. And Victor? Do you really think we can help him? He's already forgotten about the case. But he's not the one doing the investigating. He's not even the client, remember? You promised me you would keep searching as long as there was something left to find. Am I not done? I thought I was done. I don't know if we can help him. The doctors can't seem to agree on the matter. Madame Solange thinks it might help if we talk to him about his past, go over old memories. She's seen it work with war veterans. Why are you here, dude? We told you we could talk to you later, and you're here. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. Picking things back up where we left off. Huh? That's not what I meant to say. No, it's more to do with your investigation of Victor's accident. But anyway, it'd be a pleasure. There's a nice little bar that just opened on... Wait, what about the investigation? Yes, I found the name of the composer that Mr. Dury was playing the day Victor had his accident. You know, the tune they heard coming through the classroom windows? Ah, okay. Shostakovich, a Russian composer from the early 20th century. Any idea how long it takes to get a visa for the USSR? Oh, that is the end. That's the end of the game. Wow! We did it. We did it. That was a game.